Good morning, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. Today's topic is, you wouldn't believe what happened after the sale of a dental practice, the unthinkable. We're going to get into that today. By the way, these stories, we don't make these things up. They're breaking just within hours. We don't have time to go to those fancy studios with the plants and the blue screens and the fancy lighting. Sorry, this isn't the channel for that. You want hot news that's late breaking, we're going to give it to you. Okay? So anyway, let me calm down some of that outside noise here so you can hear me a little better. So, as you know, we're in 28 states right now, and we are, I think we have a total of 10 employees now with 2 CPA accountants, marketing director, advertising director, 5 development acquisition people. We got a great team. And I was a dentist for 25 years and now doing this for, this is for 13 years now. So please give us a call if you have questions, you want to just chat, we're here to help you. Okay, our contact number is 201-663-0935, and our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. So please give us a call. We'll be happy to take care of you and whatever it takes. Now, if you want to sell to one of those large DSOs, we're more than happy to help you with that. Remember, we're independent. We can pick and choose who the best ones are. And there's a consolidation in the industry going on, and their wants and needs are changing. Valuations are dropping somewhat, and everything's becoming a lot more conservative. We can help you with that. When we work with the DSOs, we bring on DSOs, we pick and choose who we think the best ones for you are. They'll pay our commission. Often they will pay our commission, so there's no commission to the buyer, to the seller. And if you work with us, many times I can get your legal fees reimbursed upon successful closing. We've done that a number of times. So please give me a call on this, so let's chat about that. So once again, we're at 201-663-0935, 363 days a year, and we work every day except Christmas and Easter. So what happened today? Within the last 24 hours. I can't believe this happened. It rarely happened, but it happened. And they've been doing this for 13 years. The staff was not supportive. This is after the sale of a dental office. Everything was successful. The seller was staying on for a little bit, but now I think the seller's out of there. It's just a new buyer after the successful sale of a dental office. So the staff got a little bit of a raise, which was great. They didn't have to do that, but that was nice. Appreciate the staff. One thing leads to another. It's 3 months post-closing, 2 months, somewhere around there. The buyer hears from one of the patients after hours, calls him on his cell phone and says, hey, one of your staff members is not supporting you. They didn't think you were qualified to perform the level of dentistry. And my buyer had like 8 years experience. I think he has some experience. But this actually happened. A staff member was not supportive of the new buyer. I mean, this is called sabotage. And these, I think they were given a little bonus, all the staff, when they first started. They were treated with, and the doctor was a professional doctor, the buyer. Was a family man, had children. You know, he's not wasn't mean to the staff, and was not using profanity or anything like that, and was treating them with a lot of respect. And could you believe that this staff member, behind their back, was not supporting the doctor, actually telling the patient they didn't think he was qualified enough? Well, I mean, if you're a staff member, talk to the doctor. If he really has something wrong, he could take some continuing education courses. You could talk to the old seller and tell the buyer, that maybe he's missing something or doing something grossly wrong. I could understand that. Ethically, you want to treat the patients fairly. But I don't think you should be going directly to the patients and telling them the buyer is not qualified. Well, who are you to say he is and is not qualified? By your observations, a staff member? I just don't think that's fair. I think the proper way would be doing that and say, doctor, may I suggest, or to go to the seller. The seller will be happy to come back because he wants his patients in good hands. And he'll say something to the buyer if the buyer is performing some gross negligence or something. But I don't think it's a staff member's responsibility to comment on the doctor's ethical work unless he's doing something grossly out of it. And I know this doctor was a very conscientious. I knew the, the residency program they attended. So in 8 years of experience, you sort of got your act together. But this staff member did this. So this is buyer beware. You've got to understand this. I think you have to have a talk with your staff and say, look, if there's anything that you don't feel you could support us, this is after you've stabilized after a couple months. Tell them that, we'll do whatever we can to improve if you think we're doing something wrong. If not, you may not be happy here. This may not be the right place for you. And you start thinking about getting a replacement. That is an intolerable situation. You cannot tolerate it. Intolerable. That's it. You cannot do that to a doctor. If you have something to voice, talk to the doctor, talk to the seller, but you don't tell that to the patients. So you've got to be aware of what's being said behind closed doors. I mean, I think this staff member had some nerve doing that. I just didn't think that was right. And doctor's trying to perform as well as he can, trying to provide to the patients. He opened up the hours, was working weekend hours for the patients, was taking emergency call. I mean, he must be doing something right. And I don't think it's proper for you as an employee to say that. I'm telling you as a buyer, this happens. And as a seller, you should be aware of that this happens. You should talk to your staff. Try to support the doctor. But stuff like this happens. The unthinkable happens. You got to be aware of it and take whatever precautionary measures you can to prevent. Thank you so much for listening. Tuning out. Listen carefully. We have all kinds of new information coming out, stories coming out, what happens, live stories, new practices for sale. We just released one. We had 12 practices on our release list of all the active practices for sale, but you got to be one of our doctors that signed up for our list of new practices for sale. We just got a couple new ones. I usually do it every month, but I may have to do it now every 2 or 3 weeks because we're getting a fair number of new practices for sale. All right, we're on our game every day, 7 days a week, working for you guys. Call us anytime. Thank you for listening. Bye now.